yet another 392 build out the door. We actually started ordering parts for this one in November of last year. We didn't even have all the parts until 3 weeks ago, and he dropped off the Jeep. 3-week build. Here we are. This is Efrain's 2024 392 Final Edition. So something really unique about this Jeep is the color, of course. You just don't see a lot of these out on the trail. So this color is called Fathom Blue. In my opinion, the pearl with the bronze, one of the coolest 392 colors out there. And as the sun shines on it, it has this like purple, kind of deep purple pearl that kind of shines out. So really unique color, awesome Jeep. And to make it better, I actually went to Rubicon Elementary School with Efrain, whose Jeep this is. So that means I've known him for 42 years, I think. So that's a long time. So it's fun to build a Jeep for a friend. So he came to us and said, Trevor, how would you guys build the Jeep? And Chris and Efrain talked this over. It took about a month to figure out all the details. This is what we ended up with. So right away, as I step out, you can't avoid the rockslide engineering, electric steps. Got to get in and out. We're all getting older now. And these are set up to go hit the rocks on the Rubicon 40’s, and he is going to wheel the shit out of this Jeep. It has the 1/4-inch skids on top of the rock slide steps to keep them from bending when you hit the rocks. So Efrain's ready to do that. This Jeep will never be washed again. It's going to have brush scratches down the side in a couple weeks. It's built to go wheeling. This is not a pavement pounder. As you're standing here, look down. You can also see our long arm right here, and something we did really unique for Efrain. We went ahead and powder coated his long arm kit the same color as the Jeep. You can see our long arm kit, rockslide engineering steps notched. We went ahead and put the rigid rock lights all the way around underneath. And then while we're down underneath here, you can see that it has aluminum skid plates. Those are the R-Tech aluminum skid plates. And then you can also see the rear driveline tucked up in there. So that is a 1410 CV, 1410 at the pinion. And that leads us into the Dana 80 rear end from Dynatrac. Another thing that we got to note underneath here is right where my hand is. That is the Borla exhaust that we custom build in-house. Stainless steel. It starts with a 4-inch Borla muffler, ends up with a 3.5-inch tailpipe going straight out the back. And as you get back here and look, here is the exit of the tailpipe right here. So literally nothing hanging down underneath the back of the Jeep, completely open, plenty of space for the rocks not to hit. Once again, the back, Pro Rock Dana 80, 4-inch axle tubes, ARBs in the rear and the front, 513 gears because this is a 392, has true 40s, and we want the RPMs to stay pretty good. So instead of 538s, we went with 513s. While we're back here, you can see the King shocks tucked in there, 2.5s with clickers. As you're kind of scanning here, there is something very unique. And maybe we can go down here and look, but those are airbags. And so those come from Airbag Man in Australia, blue to match the Jeep. So Efrain, like myself, he's got a big camp trailer he's going to tow with this. And I believe the camp trailer has 35-inch tires on it. He takes it off-road, takes it hunting. So first of everything, we put airbags inside the 4.5-inch coils. And then right up under the frame here, see if we can find them. Right here. There's the Schrader valves for pumping up the airbags. So when you're ready to tow your trailer, you just reach underneath there and pump up the airbags. Better shot of the stainless steel exhaust, TIG welded from right here, and the Borla muffler. While we're at the back of the Jeep, Moto-Built rear bumper, powder coated, Moto-Built rear spare tire rack for holding the 40-inch spare. He really wanted to have a spare. And Baja Designs backup lights in the bumper hooked up to the factory reverse lights. Along with those, we went with the smoked Oracle taillights. So they're flush mount, smoke lenses, put the lane assist back in there. Everything's hooked up. So as you swing open the back tire rack here, this is where it gets kind of unique. So of course he's got his ARB 35 quart fridge here. This is the new style one. Take a look, we got 34 degrees in there. The beer is ice cold. She slides out, latches, open, get your food and drink, close back up, push the latches in, and got to give it a little shove. It just hits the back of the seat. This is our high mount brackets for our WFO cargo basket, and he has the rubber bottom to keep it from rattling or squeaking. And this bottom tray from American Adventure Labs also has a little door so that you can reach in here and get to your recovery gear or whatever in the factory box. Now, this is where it gets really cool. So it's the first time we've done this. This is the American Adventure Labs dual ARB compressor kit that puts the compressor in the tailgate. And then it also comes with this little tray to do whatever, make cocktails. Has to bump out here because that's where the compressor is. You have an air chuck right here in the tailgate, but we also added this Apex hose reel as well. So you don't have to have your hose tucked in the glove box or whatever. And then to top it off, boom, got the light right there set up for having some light in the back of the Jeep. So pretty organized back here for use when he's wheeling, camping, whatever. And Efrain will be using this Jeep a lot. The Motobilt tire rack holds the 40-inch Nitto, really nice, and it has the license plate relocation and the camera mount. When it comes to the fenders here, once again, American Adventure Labs inner fenders with the fender chop kit that removes the factory inner fenders, keeps the color match painted stock fenders, fits the 40's nice, and that brings us to the wheels. So Battleborn wheels, and we went ahead and color matched the wheels just like we color matched the basket and the long arm. And then this is the triple bronze color on the beadlock ring of the 392 emblem. So wheels totally popped. So stoked that he kind of made us powder coat those. We weren't sure at first, but they look awesome. These are the Battleborn Sierra wheels, and they are a 17x9 with 5-inch backspacing. So the reason we went with 5-inch backspacing is we're running the 72.5 Dynatrac axles. So as you move up here to the front, our standard package, you can see the front WFO long arms tucked in there, powder coated paint color, 1350 front CV driveline, King 2.5-inch shocks with the clickers, American Adventure Lab fenders with the washer bottle relocation so that you can fit a full inner fender in the big 40-inch tire. So to clear the 40's with these hollowed fenders, this thing is sitting at 4.5 inches of lift front and rear, and then has the airbags to help when he hooks the trailer up. Once again, American Adventure Labs smoked front marker lights on this thing. Went with a Motobilt front bumper that houses the factory winch that came with the Final Edition Jeep, and then a Factor 55 winch fairlead and a Factor 55 Ultra hook. To top it off, Baja Designs SAE marker lights that are hooked up to the factory fog light switch. Looks bitchin' when those things are on at night. One thing I do have to add about this Warn winch. So if you look from the top here, there's about 2 fingers gap on each side. So in order to fit this in the factory Jeep bumper, Warn built a custom winch that's narrower. So it's a narrower spool of rope than a regular winch. So when you go to put it in any of these aftermarket bumpers, you have to re-drill holes. It's a pain in the ass, to say the least, on some bumpers. So that's something you got to think about. When we get to the front end, what's the first thing you see? Big orange RCVs. So this is a XD60 front with RCV axle shafts. Once again, 513 gears from Dynatrac. Has our WFO track bar in the front, just like in the rear, chromoly FK rod ends. And then tucked back here really tight, the PSC Hydro Assist steering ram in there. And You know, under the hood, you can't really see much under the hood of these things, but we did go ahead and do the full PSC engine-driven pump bracket and everything. So here's the reservoir, there's the purge valve on there, and it now has engine-driven pump and hydraulic assist. Got rid of the electric. Still has the factory electric sway bar in the front, and hooked up like normal. This thing, I think I mentioned Artex skid plates underneath, but it did get kind of unique as far as hooking up the lockers, because we have ARBs, the compressors in the back of the tailgate, that's where the air is coming from. So we use the accessory switch on the dash to activate the ARBs. We put the solenoids inside the rear wheel well to turn the ARBs on and off. Then we looped back with the Z Automotive harness that plugs into the factory wiring harness into the axle, or sorry, it doesn't go in the axles, it goes to the solenoids to activate the ARBs. So front and rear ARB comes on with the factory switch on the dash. And then we went into the taser and reprogrammed a couple things on the steering wheel so that you can actually actuate them from the steering wheel as well and in high range. So we now have ARBs hooked back up to the factory switches. So when you look inside here on this 24, you see the new steering wheel, the new gauges, the widescreen, but there's nothing added in here. There are no extra switch pods or anything changed inside the Jeep. Don't have to put the ARB compressor under the seat because they don't really fit that well with the new 2024 electric seats. So basically, packaging is important on where you put everything, and I don't think we really could have done anything better on this build. So always fun to build a Jeep for one of your good friends. Unfortunately, I think I might have built it better than our Jeep. So I guess we're gonna have to go back to the drawing board and do something better than Efrain's, because the color, the tire and wheel package, the powder coating, the drivability, the wider axles, the 80 rear, and I can't wait to see it come back just pinstripe, rock scratch, beat down, because he put together to wheel it. So look forward to seeing some videos from Efrain. So when you finish one of these Jeeps and it's for your friend, it's always important to make sure it accelerates good. And the answer is yes, it does accelerate good. These 392s, you can't keep the smile off your face when you're driving them. I mean, so fun to drive. 513 gears, 40s, still gets out of the hole. Oh man, smiles per mile is what you're talking about on one of these. So a lot of people wonder, how does one of these Jeeps handle on a windy road? Well, first off, all the ducts on your dash fall off. So Efrain, not cool, all these ducts, let me tell you. But it's basically, you know, one finger on the wheel, 50, 60, four-wheel drifts. The camera guy's not too excited about being in the passenger seat right now, but very, very safe, handles killer, no body roll. The all-wheel drive just pulls you out of corners. You brake, you get in the corner, right when you're about to come out, just drop the hammer. So fun. Oh my God. You gotta get 392s. And just like that, there's no more ducks on the dash, just a pink cowboy hat. Clear. This is why ducks are not okay. Oh, I got one under my foot. What the hell? No, thank you.